Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Mecha Break Beginner's Guide. Today we have on the chopping block Luminae, which is a light supporter, so let's just get right into it. Luminae is quite interesting. When I first looked at the kit and I just quickly skimmed through the words in the kit, I noticed, okay, this is an interesting healer. But Panaka gives you a shield and it also heals. And if you saw my Panaka guide video, you know that not only do you give a shield to your teammates, but you can also give them your weapon. It also does damage and help assist. And I'm like, well, that sounds really strong. This just heals and doesn't really do too much. So I was putting this character on a back burner. But when I got a chance to actually play the character, I started to actually enjoy this character specifically. So let's go right into the kit. Let's talk about how to use it, and then go over my experience when actually playing with this character. The main weapon, the sidearm, are pretty much exactly the same. Now, what they pretty much do is you give your teammate a drone. Now, if they are within that crosshairs, they would get the drone. Now, the drone still has to travel to them, so if it starts to break and they start to do a lot of movements, it won't actually connect to them. So if that does happen, you're going to get the drone connected to yourself. But if you're able to line up the actual screen with your teammate, maybe the direction that they're going, or kind of target them if they're staying still, you'll be able to give them a drone. Now, the drone is one per actual weapon. So you can have one specifically on the main weapon, then one on the sidearm, and you can have a maximum of 2 drones on a teammate healing. Now, the healing is pretty solid, but if you try to use the left trigger and you are able to connect to your teammates, you cannot use the same left trigger to connect a second drone to it. You would have to make sure you use the other one. So a lot of times what I try to do is I try to alternate left and right almost quickly right away, so I'm able to target one of my teammates and they both drones go out. But you're able to have max 1 lock on character, but you do have a stack of 3 of these, and we'll show this in the actual training room. Now, the first ability is called Haze Diffuser. Now, this puts a little green smoke field out there, and now anyone within that smoke field is actually going to be getting heals. Not only yourself, but also teammates that are also in there as well. Now, this has longer duration, so you'll be able to heal a little bit longer for yourself. You're able to have 2 of these abilities, so when you're done one, you can go into the other. Now, you do have 2 of these you can use, so you can kind of use these kind of quickly. So if you're trying to heal one of your teammates extremely fast, you're going to put 2 drones out, and then you're going to activate Haze Diffuser to try to get them as much heals as possible. But the fact that you have 2, if a teammate is lingering around with you, you're able to activate both of them. Like, for instance, a Tricera, it takes a little bit longer to heal them because they have so much HP. So in this case, you can, again, do both drones and then a Haze Diffuser and try to get the health as much as possible. Now, granted, Tricera does have their own healing capabilities, but this is just to help them out. This could also work for a Stego who have HP. You want to be able to maximize all the healing as possible. This is when you're going to use it for yourself if you need it, but you're mostly going to use it for your teammates to help give them some heals. This is going to be for those who are doing the objective. You can drop in, activate this, and kind of pocket someone and use that ability to help out as much as possible. Now, you do have to be within this radius, so you can always bounce back and forth, but you really want to have your teammates come together to be able to really get all the benefits of having getting all the heals while you're having this ability out. Now, the second ability is called Support Jetwing. Now, this will increase your mobility. It will also increase your energy regen, which is really solid. Now, what's really interesting is if your teammates are within a certain radius, in this case 50 meters, they're within that certain radius, they also will get some mobility and energy regen. As you see in the video here, as they activate, boom, they're able to go ahead and activate their dash, and they have a little bit of better mobility as well, but is half of the actual buff. Now, going to the third ability. The third ability is what I didn't pay attention to when I first scanned over this character and didn't realize what this actually does. And what the third ability does is something very unique. It takes everything of your skills that you already have, including your weapon drones, and it makes it all damageable. So you could bounce between healing and doing damage at the exact same time. So let's get right into the training room so we can show you some of that. All right, as we see here specifically, we do have 4 drones on both our launchers. So if you have 4 teammates, you want to go ahead and give out heals. Now keep in mind there is a small duration on this. Now it is 8 seconds the duration of time, so you might not want to activate this as soon as you go into a map, but as you start to see the battle start, then you want to start giving out these healing drones to be able to heal your teammates. So if you have a Falcon going out and you know they're going to go into the back lines, you can go ahead and throw one and then throw the other and be able to give them some heals while they go ahead and go to the back lines. Just keep in mind you do have 4. Now in your corruption zone, you are also using this up as well. So you want to be making sure that if you're going to be doing some DPS, you're going to be balanced with your healing and also your DPS drones as well. Now, as we talked about, the first ability is a haze diffuser. Now, anyone in my haze diffuser will actually get some heals. Now it does last for a little bit. Now you do have 2, so as soon as one is done, you can go ahead and activate the other. And as the second one is about to finish, your first one will be up and ready to go for you guys. So you do want to make sure you are balancing your skill ability and you're using this ability responsibly. You're not just activating the ability just because. So you want to make sure you are using these abilities in a responsible way if you're in a heat of battle. Now the next ability is your second ability, which is your wingsuit, which gives you faster mobility and will also give you faster regen on energy. All right, just to show you guys, from this pillar to the other pillar, everyone knows this is your speed that you normally go with when you are using your mech. All right, now if you go ahead and activate your second ability, this is what it looks like. Now it looks exactly the same, but you are getting there a little bit faster. But keep in mind, you do have that energy up. All right, now even though it is a slight boost in your mobility, what you're going to want to be doing is spamming your dash button to use up a little bit of energy, because the amount of energy you are going to be receiving is quite significant. So we go ahead and activate our 2 ability. Right, this is what it looks like. But now, as I'm spamming, you can see that I am barely touching that. So when it comes to that, that is pretty much what you're going to be trying to do. You're going to be jumping, you're going to be dashing, you're going to be trying to use that ability to either 1, get out of a sticky situation, or 2, get to one of your injured teammates as quick as possible. Now you could actually use this ability to get out of a situation. Let's say your teammates at that far round away from you, you want to get to them as quick as possible. You can activate this, get there as quick as possible, and then deactivate the button. And now the cooldown doesn't take as long for you to get to your second ability back again, but it is good to know that you can stop it if you don't need to use it and you're got to where you need to go, or you're in a safe place. You can go ahead and deactivate that, so you can use that ability again when you need to use the ability, either getting quickly to one of your teammates or trying to get cover because you're out of pocket. Now, just in case you want to see how the actual energy regen, what we're going to do is we're going to do normal dashes. And then when we're actually halfway down our energy bar, we're going to activate our second ability and see how the actual energy recovery is. So let's go ahead and do that. As you saw, you get that full energy. That is a crazy absorbent amount. So you pretty much get almost full energy right away. The amount of energy regen you do get is pretty good. Keep in mind, this also helps your teammates. So if your teammates are nearby in that certain radius, they also get a little bit of that energy boost. They also have a little bit more mobility. So this character not only heals, but helps them move around a little bit better and helps them get their energy back, which energy is pretty important in this game for all your teammates to be able to use their abilities or get around. So this is very important to know that. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about is the part that I overlooked when I first saw this kit, which is the third ability and understanding what Corruption Zone does. Now, you're going to see when I press this ability, all of my abilities are pretty much going to be changing, besides the second ability.
Attack mode.
All right. Now, the UI changed a little bit on the screen. Now is more pink. You can tell your armor lights that are coming off of you are also pink. Also, the UI on the bottom where your health bar is, all that changed. Including that, your drone launcher looks the same, but they actually do damage, and we're going to talk about that and how unique they are. Now, your healing haze diffuser now actually does damage instead of actually healing. So going back to the actual drone launcher was very unique specifically about Luminae is Luminae weapons when you're in the corruption zone actually ignores your enemy shields and goes right for HP. So this is a really good character. If someone is almost dead, you can go ahead and throw your drones out there and try to help your teammates finish that off. And just to show you guys that it actually eats to your health, you have Falcon here. Go ahead, activate one, activate the second one. Now remember, you can only have 2 per target. As you see, it is eating the actual health and ignoring shields.
Unavailable now.
Now, it does take some time to actually kill like a light character like this, a Falcon. But you can see just in 3 rotations, you're able to actually defeat the Falcon. So again, when you have enemies that are nearby, you can actually do this, and it can take away some of their HP. So again, you're ignoring shields altogether and actually going for HP, which I think is very solid. There's a lot of characters while I was playing this. Like I said, Panther does this, Anise does this, Welkin does. There's a lot of characters that actually do bypass shields. And you do need to know what characters bypass so that when you are in the fight, you are not forgetting that they are going to do a significant amount of damage to your HP and ignoring your shields. Now, when it comes to actual the diffuser, we're gonna go ahead and activate that, and you're gonna see the damage it does. Again, you're not healing, you are just doing damage. Now, a Falcon is never really going to be on the floor like this, but as you see, the Falcon with just the one haze diffuser, just being that in that radius took almost half the health away with that. Now, if we would have activated our drones on top of that, well, they would be dead a lot more faster as well. So this is really good. Again, if there are if you are put into a situation that you do have to do some damage because a mech is trying to pick at you a little bit, so you could do some damage, get some damage on them, and try to get your teammates to help support you. But again, this corruption zone is very unique. You get the same benefits, like I said, from the second ability. You can get around pretty quickly. You get your energy regen. And then that first ability to have that haze diffuser is really good. Now, one thing that's very interesting that they allow you to do in the game is you can actually bounce between your corruption and your healing zone for your drone launcher. So, for instance, let's say I'm being attacked. I'm getting attacked. I go ahead and activate the 2 drone launchers, and then I can go into the corruption zone. And now look, I'm in healing mode now. And I can heal my teammates, but my drones are actually doing damage to that character. So you can bounce between the 2 to have damage drones out and also have HP drones out. Now, a lot of times, depending on who you are, this is going to be good for you and this is going to be bad for you. A lot of your teammates, if they're taking a lot of damage, they're going to be wanting the heals, but your launchers are helping a couple of your teammates and also doing damage to a random target. That's when you want to make sure you're balanced with using your haze diffuser, being able to heal as well. Now, the only thing is about the switching that you need to keep in mind is even though your drone launchers allow you to bounce between each mode, your corruption mode and your healing mode, the problem is when you use your haze diffuser, it does not work that way. So if you activate your 1 ability and you activate your 3, you can't heal and actually do damage. So whatever you decide to do, you can heal, and then if you're taking damage, you go ahead and swap out and put some your haze diffuser. So just keep that in mind when it comes to using your corruption zone. The specific first ability, whatever mode you are in, that is what you're going to be doing. Now, when I was looking at the character, I didn't fully understand why it said team combat is A, and I didn't really see so much damage. But if you really think about after what we talked about, being able to have multiple DPS drones to your enemies, that can really benefit, where you can put two on them, you can maybe put one, and you can spread out your drones, heal a little bit here, DPS a little bit here, and spread out um your drones that way. But what makes this character shine above the others is the fact that you have faster mobility, you have faster regen. Pretty much as you guys saw, you're able to straight up get 100% energy when you were using that second ability. Try to get either to your teammates or out of a sticky situation. On top of that, being able to bounce between healing and doing damage is pretty solid as well. How easy it is for you to go ahead and just throw a specific drone out there. Your teammate can go to the other side of the map, like a Falcon or Sky Raider, and have that healing for that 8 seconds. It's just, this character overall is a really good support. I want to say this is probably better than Panaka. Now, there are going to be matches where you can probably benefit from a really good Panaka. But Luminate just does so much. You can do damage a lot more easier, and it eats through your teammates' shields and it goes right to their HP. There's just a lot of things that makes this character a little bit more unique and very helpful. But keep in mind that this is a light supporter, so it doesn't take much for someone to destroy you if you are not careful, which is why you want to make sure you're either really close to your teammates or you're far away so that no one picks you off. But you really want to be as close as possible to your teammates, so you activate your haze diffuser. But you do want to keep an eye on your surroundings. You don't want a panther to javelin you, pin you against the wall, and then do an energy swipe, and you're pretty much almost dead, if not already. So you do want to be careful that you do have a lot less HP, and how you are using this character. You're really using it to heal and pocket, but you could do some damage as well, some solid damage. And that is Luminate. Now, I got a chance to play Luminate more towards the end of the actual demo. Now, from recording this video, there's like a couple of days left for the actual demo specifically. So I got the chance to play Luminate more towards the end. We wanted to try the other characters out that I was more interested in, but I started to actually enjoy this character, and I started to add this to my rotation of if we need a healer, I'll be able to swap to that healer right away, and it's one of my default healers. Just this character just does a lot. You just have to be careful how you use it, because if you're low HP, but being able to get out of a sticky situation, being able to heal and DPS, being able to ignore shields, being able to have a group healing specifically. There's just so much that goes with this character that makes this character so much better than I personally feel Panaka. Now, don't get me wrong, there is uses for Panaka. Panaka is still a really great character to use. You still heal with Panaka, you still give a shield with Panaka, and you heal with that as well. But the damage that you can actually do is pretty interesting. Where Panaka, you give your teammate the actual weapon of yours, and it does damage within that area, where in this case you could be more precise and specifically choose certain characters if you're able to land your healing drones depending on how you are using your drone launchers. You, again, with Falcons and Sky Raiders, you're gonna have to look where they're gonna be going and kind of throwing the launcher that way so they're able to land. If you're really good with it, it'll be pretty seamless. You quickly turn, see your teammate, and throw it, and then look away. And as you continue to keep using the character, you start to realize where to throw the launcher for what characters to make it a lot more easier, so you don't miss and that it doesn't target you specifically. But again, if you need to self-heal, you'll be able to self-heal yourself as well. Now, I am curious to see your guys' experience with using Luminae. Is Luminae a character that you've been trying, you've been liking, you've been using, or is Luminae not one of your mechs that you plan to use and you plan to use someone else? But again, the demo is about to expire. I'm excited to tell you guys that we did get accepted to the content creator program. Now, with that being said, if there's anything that we're allowed to mention, or we're being giving information on, or anything that we can help out with the community, we will definitely be letting you guys know. Any information that they tell us, we would tell you guys as well. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. So we do have a few more videos that we have planned out. I want to go over a little bit of a tier ranking guide of the characters that I got a chance to use. Because we did see in the Discord for the content creators, there were pictures going around of what people were saying as their rank. And I want to go over the tiers that I saw. One picture pretty much resembles what I think, give or take, is the rank when it comes to these mechs. So we have that coming out. We also have a demo review of this game. Of this, I guess this is the second demo, but for me, this is my first demo playing this game. So we do have a review coming up for this eventually. So we do have a few more videos about this game, and if there's more that we can talk about that can make a video on, we definitely will be looking into making a video on that as well. And that's pretty much it. Now it's time for that great YouTube stuff. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.